podcast featuring the 3 keynote speakers of the Jaclyn Fisher Empathy Tour.
Yay!
I'm so happy the 3 of you are all together in one room, finally.
Finally. So excited to be here.
Absolutely. I guess for people who don't know or haven't followed the tour, give us a little synopsis of your message and why.
Want to start with Sarah?
So I have Crohn's disease and an ostomy, it's a visible difference, and my message is that being different and finding a place in the world sometimes can be challenging, but differences are beautiful, and you can turn your challenge into your superpower.
Cute. I was bullied when I was younger for the ways that I chose to express myself, be it my hobbies, the way I dressed, my interests, and I really encourage kids, specifically in elementary school, to find their number one passion in life, and that passion will become your best friend throughout everything that you do, even when you feel really, really alone. It could be there for you.
Love it. Well, I have a visual impairment. I don't usually tell the students, and I focus on using your inner voice and your outer voice to not only change your world, but change someone's world and uplift someone. And my ultimate message is no matter what challenge you have, no matter what limitation you have, you can always become a champion in your own rights and be unstoppable.
There are so many themes that intertwine throughout your stories. You're so very different in different messages, but there are common themes, including the theme of afraid to speak out.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Yeah. Right. I noticed
I think it's the fear of others' opinions and judgments, and living in either shame or embarrassment of being a bit different and figuring out how to integrate into the world. Sometimes it can be scary to speak up about this difference and own it. So it's important to hear these stories, I think.
Especially at that age, it's such an impressionable age. Both of you talked to high school students, where I feel like high school students, they're always following some sort of trend, but at the end of the day, you should follow your own trend. And I think that's a theme that we all carry throughout our presentation, for sure.
When was that moment, Maryam, that you felt, okay, I need to speak out about this? And how did you get there? Because getting there is the hardest part, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't know if there was one moment, but I definitely realized that there was a moment where I kind of felt like, how much longer am I gonna go by hiding under a rock, or kind of hiding who I really am? Because when I think of how I was as a child, I was very extroverted, I was very out there, I loved expressing myself, and then the more I was silent about this, the less I was me. I lost my essence, and I think there was a time where I said everything felt like it came crumbling down, and I almost felt like I had to lose everything to build it all up again. And it was around the age of 27 where I really said, you know what, something has to happen. I lost my job as a makeup artist, I lost friends, I lost my purpose, and I lost my eyesight. So I thought, why not take this opportunity to just start all over again?
Sarah, for you, it happened recently, right? Like a couple years ago.
It's been a little bit over 2 years, and so much of what Maryam says resonates with me, because I spent 15 years hiding behind my ostomy and hiding behind my chronic illness, and just being so scared to just be me, be scared of what people are gonna think of me, think I'm disgusting or gross, or have all these horrible opinions of me. And it just got to a point where it was literally just like physically and mentally draining and exhausting. And to Maryam's point, it's like I didn't even know who I was. Like, who was Sara? What was I doing? I was living every day in the eyes to appease others and not to live a life for myself. Took many different, pivotal steps, like trying to wear a bikini for the first time, having difficult conversations with partners, friends, colleges, universities, going to house parties and using a bathroom in someone's house I've never used to empty my bag. All these, changing moments really brought me to the point of being like, it's time. I think I'm ready, I'm confident, and I feel really comfortable with who I am. And it's time to share my story. And it's been a bit over 2 years, embracing it completely publicly.
And that's being comfortable with your inner voice.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. For me, the both of you are so inspiring. It's so nice to finally meet both of you and be in the middle like a sandwich. I would say in a wee bit of a selfish way, it just feels better to be yourself. For so long, I was trying to be someone who I wasn't, and I would kind of morph into these different versions of myself and put on different masks. And at the end of the day, I think around when I was 22, I started dressing like how I dressed back in elementary school. More color, more vibrancy, and you're happier at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You are.
Well, you look amazing.
Love it. It's like the sunshine in the room.
So tough though. You're talking to high school students, and it's so
Yeah.
tough. Like that era and that moment in life is such a hard moment.
Yeah. I find it's a moment where, thoughts and processes and perspectives can really be shaped by your surroundings and what you hear and what you see and, what's fed to you. So I think it's like such an amazing opportunity for, these students to hear our stories, to help them,
Absorb
exactly, to absorb the content and, realize that there's so many different ways to live a fulfilled life, and whatever societal pressures that we've been conditioned or brought up on, that doesn't need to be the norm. There's so many different types of norms. Like there's not one norm anymore.
It's true. Yeah.
Tell me, do you guys have any favorite moments on the Jaclyn Fisher
many.
tour?
That's a hard question.
It is. Oh my God, so many.
Samara?
Oh my goodness. I guess.
Like every school has its own
I know.
personality and
There's a vibe.
feeling and vibe to
Yeah.
to schools,
Yeah.
right?
And not one is the same. The kids always ask different questions, always unique questions, but there is one that still strikes me. And one of the students, it was a young girl, I believe in 4th grade, and she came up to me after the presentation. She said, "Thank you for speaking to me like an adult."
Oh,
I love
Because
that.
I feel like kids are spoken down to so much, and they're not treated like how they should be treated.
Yeah.
And they're so bright, they're so brilliant. I've been touring for 3 years. The future is so bright. Students, they're so curious and they have these beautiful minds, and I think that when she said that to me, it made me really proud, because that's exactly what I yearned for at her age. Someone to speak to me like a friend, not like I was a little kid. It changed my whole perspective.
It really should.
Yeah.
I have to tell you, those moments like after your presentations,
Yeah.
where you're always surrounded by students that have individual questions for you are my favorite. Tell me a little bit about those moments, Maryam, where like the one-on-ones where they want to talk to you in person and ask you questions.
honestly, some of them I have to say are life-changing for me because it keeps me going. I have one, I get once in a while a little girl who says, "I love your makeup. How do you do it? You look so pretty," and it's so cute, because you connect and you start talking about all the girly stuff. But then you have those other moments where someone it was I think last time for White Cane Week, I had a beautiful conversation
Yes.
with a girl who also is blind, and she's been through so much. And when I hear her story, I'm thinking to myself, okay, it makes me stronger, and it gives me purpose as to why I'm there, and it keeps me going. I tell myself I can never give up, because look at her, how she's gone through so much. She had, I think, cancer in her, a brain cancer. She lost her sight, and she survived all of this before age 15. So for me, I see a survivor in front of me. She's smiling, she's there because she wants to learn something, and it just keeps me going. And then, I have this also it was during, kids with special needs, and this one kid said, "I'm proud of," with the affirmations, "I'm proud of myself because I can go grocery shopping by myself." And it gets me emotional because I know what he feels, and I say to myself, like, the next time that you're going through something really hard, and I'm getting emotional, but something really hard, think of that kid who is so proud because he can actually go grocery shopping and he's going through his own stuff. And then when I leave, the only thing I leave with is that. That's what stays in my heart. And then the next time I go up on stage and I'm thinking of my own problems, they're not there anymore. Because, how can you? Yeah.
It's so healing to hear them speak up.
yeah, the impact is incredible.
Yeah.
When you guys were that age, what did you need to hear? I know in your presentation, Sarah, you mentioned that there was nobody. There was nobody to look up to.
For me, it was, and it's such a piece of my journey, the self-esteem, the body image, just being able to see somebody else like me be, represented, like I said, like in fashion industry, in the media, I constantly felt like it's like I was in a body that was damaged, that was disabled, that was, broken and unworthy. And for me, it's like I just needed to, see somebody do all these things in life that I felt that I couldn't, accomplish or be, and hear them speak up about it, and to be able to kind of be that person and be that source now for so many others, whether it's a direct, way that they can relate to my story, or an indirect way, like, so many students coming up to me after confiding that they have, anxiety or other stomach issues or, anything, and that it is encouraging them to, talk about it, and asking me, like, how do you think I should talk about this? Where can I start? How do I start embracing this part of me? And I always say, start with your closest circle, your friends, your family, your partners, and, as soon as you feel like you're kind of suppressing that side about you, flip that switch and challenge yourself to now talk about it. And the more you do it, it's going to come out of habit. And it's just like so exciting to be, a part of that now.
Samara, you talk about that inner circle and friendship and how
Yes.
important that friendship is.
Support systems are so important. For me, it would be twofold. I think as I grew older, I grew a sense of empathy and kind of just like self-awareness, like a lot of us do when we mature, but just being aware that if you're being bullied, it's not just surface level, the bully's mean. That's not true. They're dealing with something. There's something going on behind the scenes that they're having a tough time. So just sitting with that and realizing, being the bigger person, having that emotion, letting the day go by, and then just feeling the emotion, maybe reaching out to whoever bothered you, whoever bullied you. And the second thing is to not grow up too fast.
Yeah.
I think all of us have like such an inner child within us, and we need to really nurture that inner child and return to the things that we liked when we were kids, and how we would dress and our hobbies. And I tell the kids that don't try to grow up too fast, because there's so much that you're enjoying right now that you'll still enjoy when you're 30 years old.
Yeah.
Truly.
And you get into that as well, some bullying and being empathetic.
Yeah, it's all when I listen to you both, I feel very connected to what you're saying, because I do talk about bullying. I touch very lightly, in favor of time, of course, about how I got bullied when I was younger, and that I also, with time, you start kind of being the bigger person and realizing that it's not a you problem, it's a them problem, and it's something that they had to deal with. So I definitely talk about that.
Sarah, I want to touch on very quickly using social media for the good in a positive way. Tell me a bit about that and how you use your social media.
Yeah, social media is such an incredible tool, leveraged in the right way, the right capacity, of course, because, it could be used for so many different ways. But, for me, it's been such a form of healing, and to, have access through a platform to so many others just like me, completely all over the world, be able to inspire them, but also have so much inspiration coming through the content of other people in my community and other communities. It's a two-way road. So for every piece of content that I'm putting out, I'm absorbing so many others that are promoting positivity and decreasing negative stigma, and promoting inclusion within my community. And it's such a wonderful tool to use to find community and to help with your voice and to express yourself. And it's definitely something that I would encourage anybody. If you have a story, it's really become a form of healing for me. And even if I were to have started to own my story and be public about it, let's say still in public life, but just with friends and people, but without social media, I can't confidently say that I have this much confidence if it wasn't for being able to literally document my entire healing journey on Instagram and TikTok.
By the way, we do want to thank the Jaclyn Fisher Foundation for making this tour possible. And Jackie is in our hearts and is in our thoughts with every tour. And as we wrap it up, if you had a message for a student listening who's struggling right now, what would it be, Maryam?
I'm gonna use what I hear from students a lot, and they remind me of these messages. Never give up. You got this. I'm a champion. Be unstoppable.
Yes.
Love it.
Sara, if you could talk to a student who's struggling right now.
All of the best leaders in the world know that they can ask for help and that they're never alone, and there's nothing wrong with asking for help and confiding in a friend, and you could find a friend in the most unlikeliest of places too.
I would say that greatness is born from challenges and struggling moments. Resilience and strength and power will be a product of it. Right now, it can feel super challenging and that there's no, light at the end of the tunnel, but you will get through it and you're not alone, and to lean on your peers.
You guys are awesome. On behalf of Inspirations, thanks to the three of you for making this tour what it is, for inspiring students across Montreal with just an amazing message of resilience and empathy.
Just be you.
Be you. Thank you for
Thank
the
you.
opportunity.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
And speaking of the Jaclyn Fisher Foundation, how do you guys feel? Your thoughts on being on this tour and spreading Jackie's message?
Well, the support has been astronomical. We want to thank the foundation again in whatever shape or form that we can carry on her legacy and her kindness. I think kindness is a really big word. She had a lot of heart behind who she was, and she wasn't afraid of who she was, and the three of us together and all of our themes and however different our backgrounds are, we share the same struggles and the same stories, and I think Jackie would be proud, and we're trying to make her proud.
That's amazing. You took the words out of our mouth. Yeah, I would say I feel blessed and grateful. Really, I feel so blessed because all of this has allowed me to not just meet people, connect with beautiful people, connect with the students, carry out her message, and just be able to spread a message of hope. So it was a great, beautiful opportunity. I'm very grateful for it.
All of that, and it's just an additional platform to help emphasize all of our messages and be able to provide all this courage and inspiration to all the students. But in return, I think I'm not alone in saying this, but it's healing for all three of us as well, to be able to, in such a safe and welcoming space as well, revisit some of the most challenging and traumatic memories, opening up a chest of all these stories that we're willingly wanting to share to help others. It's just such an amazing warm, safe space to be a part of.
Is it still difficult to do sometimes?
Oh, 100%.
Oh yeah.
I always tell the students, that they're asking me if I get nervous. Of course I get nervous.
Yeah.
I'm always shaking a bit. Nerves just means you care. That's what I always tell.
Exactly.
We care so deeply.
You're passionate about it.
Yes, we're so passionate about the message, about Jackie's legacy, about what we're talking about. We want to inspire the next generation. So
yeah, exactly.
Sure. Yeah.
So
I was nervous because Sara was here today.
you did great.
Thankfully, I didn't know you were
You
here.
on that stage like it was a catwalk. It's amazing, and to be able to just be a part of it with such inspirational women as well, and to see that you can accomplish so much in life despite challenges that are thrown your way that you prior to them had no idea that this was going to be a part of your life deck. Really shows students, just not to be afraid of life. And if something happens, grow and move through it.
Absolutely.
Well said.
Great.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.